Hey ho, everybody! Welcome to Friday. We made it. This is the 21st of March, 25. We're working on our golden age there that the president told us that we was going to have, and we've got a big, huge problem that we're going to have to work out. I finally pinpointed a problem that, believe it or not, has just been lingering, and everybody else, a lot of us have been discussing it amongst each other, and even with that, something so obvious was it's literally like having a problem right in front of your face and not being able to see it because it's so obvious. But we have these people that are claiming that they want to be representatives and stuff, and they don't give a damn about representing, do they? They're representing themselves. They're representing their wallets. In particular, if you've seen my channel any at all, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I've been calling into these representatives. The disrespect, being hung up on, so on and so forth, that's like unbelievable. But whenever you are calling these representatives and they're not, you'll never talk to a representative. Therefore, you'll talk to an answering machine, maybe a human answering machine. Even if you get a hold of a mechanical answering machine, it'll say leave a message, we'll call you back. Well, sometimes they'll call you back. And when they do call you back, here's the problem in itself. You tell them whatever it is that you want done. Our president says that he has a mandate from we the people. Well, he got that because the overwhelming majority of America stood up all at once and elected him so that he would do the will of the people, the mandate. That's the only reason why it happened was because we bypassed these so-called representatives. They're rip-offs is what they are. They're not representing. They're not representing, and I ain't found one yet. Dave Taylor, 2nd District of Ohio right here. Big old fat Nothingbird. And then, Nancy Mace here. I've been calling her office, that's South Carolina right now. 2nd District.
Yes.
So, wait, is she in the 2nd District also?
Of South
Look
Carolina.
that up and
Of
see,
South Carolina, yes.
see if it is.
It is. South
Okay,
Carolina,
well,
yes.
by God, I'll take your word for it because I can't remember. I wrote it down somewhere here on my fancy napkins here. But, I got to talk with Josiah, and he seemed like a pretty good dude. I ain't been able to talk to him back. We're getting ready to call him here in just a little bit. But right now, I wanted to bring this out and let you guys listen to this here. This is Matt Morris' channel. But we're going to watch what's happening with these judges who's been, put in there. They've just been appointed, not duly elected judges or anything else. But every time that he goes, and I'm talking about the president, Mr. Trump, every time that he goes to do something, we've got these, I don't even like calling them judges. That's why that I stutter and hold back. How can you call them representatives when they're clearly not representing? I mean, the only reason why you call them representatives, what the hell are they representing? They're representing their own needs, wants, and desires. That's it. They're representing somebody who's greedy, because there's no way you're going to spend, and we found this out about Mr. Dave Taylor. It suggests is what it says, because I tried running down to find out, how he got the money that he put in to try to get elected to this. How much was it, Noam? 170,000 position a year
Yes.
to be a representative, and of course everybody knows that he's one of those mole rats that likes to, burrow underneath because he don't want to be in the spotlight. He does the spotlight, meaning I don't want anybody seeing me. I don't like the truth. If you want to see somebody that has something to hide, put a camera on them. All the ones that's always saying, "Oh, I don't want to be filmed. I don't want to be taped. I don't want recorded or whatever." They got something to hide, right? Okay. Anyway, here's Matt. Y'all listen to this here with me and tell me what you think.
President Trump tries to use his constitutionally granted executive powers. Some unelected federal judge tries to stop him. And now, folks, as a quick reminder here to really prove my point, to show you guys what I'm talking about, take a look at this.
Do you know what eating cabbage can do to your heart? Cabbage is a cruciferous vegetable that resembles
We got to
lettuce
pay our
and
dues
can be
here with
red.
the commercial.
Just in the last couple of weeks, federal judge Boasberg of Washington, D.C. ordered that violent Tren de Aragua gang
Washington, D.C.
members who President Trump was in the process of deporting be brought back into the United States and released. Federal Judge Howell of Washington, D.C. blocked Trump's executive order to revoke the security clearances of several anti-American deep state swamp creatures.
D.C.
Federal Judge King of Washington State blocked Trump's executive order to cut off federal funding from hospitals that were offering gender transition surgeries to minors. Federal Judge McConnell of Rhode Island ordered that President Trump unfreeze federal money meant to be sent overseas for humanitarian causes. Federal Judge Furman of New York State halted Trump's executive order to deport anti-American immigrant protesters back to their home countries. Federal Judge Lamberth of Washington, D.C. blocked Trump's executive order banning men from competing in women's sports. Federal Judge Amir Ali of Washington, D.C.
Amir Ali. There's a good solid American name right there.
Ruled that President Trump has next to no say over how foreign aid spending is allocated. Federal Judge Kogenauer of Seattle blocked Trump's order to end birthright citizenship for children of illegal immigrants. Federal Judge Boardman of Washington, D.C. also blocked Trump's executive order on birthright citizenship. And finally, Federal Judge Sorokin of Massachusetts also blocked Trump's executive order on birthright citizenship.
Okay, so every one of these it's not that they don't understand, it's they don't care about your ass. They don't care about any of us. All they want to do is they just want to block what we the people want done. Now, we're not talking about the few that wants. Well, actually, I don't want to say it's the few, but it's definitely not the majority, is it? We're talking about these liberal Democrats. It's hard to understand. It really is, that someone could really not have empathy. It's mind. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, have you ever tried to understand somebody that would have the ability to wake up knowing, I don't know. Are they brushing their teeth? They're looking in a mirror. They're getting ready to go in to the office where they are going to have a human being laying on a table. There's probably somebody else there responsible for the anesthesia or whatever. And this individual is getting ready to unalive some, I mean, let me tell you, doctors are special people. Now, I'm talking about real doctors. I'm not talking about the demons who would wake up knowing that they're about and then go and do something like that. We're not talking about just one a day. Great demand for this procedure. I mean, I have tried to understand that, and I'm actually glad that I can't understand it. I mean, I can understand that there is evilness out there, but I can't get a grasp on just how evil the evil is. And that should scare anybody that knows even a little bit of what I'm talking about. Because if you're out in the world and you're walking around and, you're just going about your business and you're thinking about, maybe, getting your building built, or a building put up, or buying that new car, or maybe you're getting ready to go on your vacation, or whatever it is, grandchild, I don't know, whatever it is. But there are people who are waking up and they are watching you whenever you come into the store to pick up that perfect gift for whatever, or whatever it is you're doing, and they're trying to figure out how they can get something from you. I don't understand that. I've always been the one that's been targeted by a bunch of these nasty, when you say demons, I don't think that people quite are taking that. So I want to make sure that I put the emphasis here on just how nasty that demons are, okay? Because demons are the ones, like when you can't sleep at night, or whenever there's a pain that comes to you, the devil, the evilness, okay? That's what I'm talking about with these, I'll call them individuals. They have no empathy. But I have been targeted by so many of them, haven't I, Naomi?
Yes.
They are nasty, corrupt, lazy, and I mean this in all seriousness. Their minds are so twisted and warped, and they're not intelligent enough to have something on their own. They have to steal or manipulate or weasel or thieve something off somebody else. And you know who you are. There's plenty of them out there. But this right here, make no doubt about it, demons come in all forms, shapes, sizes, and colors. And we've got too many of these demons around. Don't think that they're not around you. If you think right now that you're all invested and you have plenty of money in the bank, you got a new car and you're sitting in a nice, comfy, clean house, or wherever you're at, make no mistake about it. They are working hard. And I'm talking about these demons. Here, I'll show you these demons here.
Seattle,
Right there.
Trump's order
See,
to end
you
birthright
never
citizenship
know
for
what
children.
they are going to look like. You just never know. You never know what they're going to look like. Sometimes, they'll come at you and they look quite pleasant. You're not threatened at all by them. But you better have your guard on. You better have it up, ready to go. Now, these are appointed. Means that Obama and Biden, they come in, they said, oh, okay, here, let's appoint this, you know. And then they have to go through the checks and balances, you know. They'll ask them questions and this, that, and the other thing, but the whole system is so corrupt and dirty that they know each other and what each of them wants and stuff. So they say, you know what, we're going to get them. And what's it come down to? Basically, whoever has, you know, the most favors in their back pocket that they can dole out to whoever, right? Well, somebody explained to me how it is that our president is in there and he is absolutely doing everything that he said that he was going to do, that we wanted him to do. Not because he said it, but because we said it. We said we wanted that border, you know, taken care of, locked up. We said we didn't want these corrupt, illegal aliens in our country. We wanted them gone, you know, so on and so forth. And he's making it happen. He is absolutely just, I mean, in my opinion, just, if I had to give him a percentage right now, I would say he's 95%. But the reason why that he's not going to get 100% right now is because we have some serious trouble right now, and it is this manner of, we do not have a voice, people. So many of you out there that I've talked to all different times have told me that it's a waste of time to call a representative. Well, first of all, we don't call representatives. We call an office where there is supposed to be a representative, unless, again, you're calling the representative for themselves a representative, but they're definitely not a representative for we the people. So, whenever you see all of these corrupt individuals here, it's just absolutely alarming that every time that our president starts doing what it is that we want done, need done, that they step up and they get in the way. Because what are they actually doing? What's Doge and all of them doing? They're actually in there fighting for all the money that's being thrown away, like USAID, you know. It's just, all right, now we're going to jump in here to Gary Franchi here from Next News Network. And this gentleman's name down here, I forget his name, but he is actually from the Epoch Times, or Epic Times, however you want to say it. Brilliant dude. He is absolutely really, really good at what he does. But these are the JFK files that just got declassified. You know, means anyone should be able to see them. Yeah.
Well, actually, those weren't declassified. He had to go to the archive. If you remember, we watched it. He actually had to go to the archive itself to get those, because the declassified files that he was presented was just repetitive junk that everyone already knows.
Yeah, exactly. He has to go and jump through a whole bunch of hoops in order just to get these documents.
And these are still not even the original documents that he's supposed to be getting sometime tomorrow.
Well, they have them redacted. And so the archives, the people that works at the archivers, I guess, you know, they won't let him take this gentleman here. They won't let him take books out. He's got to set in a little cubicle, whatever it is, and he's welcome to look at them, so on and so forth. He can't take them out of the binders and everything. And these are actually copies of copies, and some of them are copies of copies of copies. Keep doing that right on down the line, and they done that on purpose so that these documents here, now not these in particular, but he says that some of them that he's seen and that later on we'll all check out, because right now he's just like, but they're so blurry because they done that on purpose. They Xeroxed them, copied them, however you want to say it, so many times that it made them so fuzzy you can't hardly you can't even read them. They're not hardly legible. Okay, so, but this is not really the part that I wanted to get into. But I want you to listen to the head of the CIA and what happens here. So let's listen just a minute here.
Actually, a vengeful CIA operative and another counterintelligence chief that together can do as they please.
And they were basically still employed by the government,
Yes.
still operating. Even though they were fired, they just moved them off-site and they just kept their power, kept their infrastructure in place, and carried out all kinds of dirty tricks.
Yes.
Okay, so the point here is that I'm wanting to show is that the president, Kennedy, fired the head of remembering the name stuff, Dole or whatever, I don't remember the guy's name. That's not really the key thing here is that the president fired someone, and instead of them going away, completely away, shutting their mouth, going to retire, or picking up another job somewhere outside of government and going about, no, the corrupt deep swamp, or however you want to say it, this is a shadow government, what they're talking about, okay? The guy gets fired. Does he go away? Nope. He goes down to, they rent some house for him or whatever. He sets up, and the rest of them in the CIA keeps doing what that guy wants done. We'll listen just a little bit more here. Maybe it'll point out a little bit. But this is the corruption that we have. Like I said, it's hard to imagine, like, the evilness, how somebody could go in and do such evil stuff. Okay, again, this is why that I'm bringing this out. You can't wrap your head around how much government that we have. Okay, and whenever I say government, I mean that in the most filthiest way that I possibly can.
All the way up to the Kennedy assassination.
That's what many people believe. Even I interviewed Bobby Kennedy years ago, and I asked him about this, Bobby Kennedy Jr., and asked him about this specifically. What do you believe happened to your father? What do you believe happened to your uncle? He laid it out in clear terms. CIA involvement, without it.
There you go. CIA involvement. Now, what did CIA do? They unalived people, right?
I believe that from when I was a kid, when I first heard about the JFK assassination growing up.
Yeah.
That's the first thing popped in my mind. And granted, I was probably 10, 11,
For a little while, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be really, really super awesome if you didn't have to like worry about what these people are doing whenever they're in office and they're supposed to be doing work for we the people. Like I started saying, wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have to worry about it, if they was actually planning out $1 million for roads? Okay, we're going to take $1 million and we're going to upgrade this. We're going to take $1 million, we're going to do this. We're going to take, what if they took $500,000 or something like that and said, hey, you know what? Let's do something really, really super nice for all those struggling or something.
Or here's an idea.
Let's ask them how we can help them, or something.
Here's an idea. How about they take those millions of dollars and help those that can't afford health insurance and give them health insurance?
Yeah, well, I think across the board that the government should take care of that. But see, you'll have so many people that says, well, now you're talking about socialism. Well, hey, socialism, parts of it is absolutely wonderful. I think there's parts of it.
If the government can sit here and kill millions of people with a virus that they created to kill us, then they need to pay for the health care.
As well. See, we already know, I mean, now, especially with these documents and everything, but whenever they make us do a dance, like, well, we know this, we know it, but then, you know, whenever you go to court, you got to have things a certain way and everything, which is a big screw you to the people anytime you're talking about the court system, because they have it set up in such a manner that how many of you out there know that the court system is all of it's wrapped around maritime? Like Kennedy, most of this stuff here, everybody's already in their graves. I don't know why that this has taken so long for Pam Bondi to get Jeffrey Epstein files put out there. We have agencies that creates agencies, just like what you're seeing here. Fired the guy, they just went down the street, put something else up, there you go. Okay, they all will take turns of saying, you know, well, that's not yours, that's ours to take care of, whatever it is, you know, like getting somebody canned or hiring somebody or whatever the case may be, jurisdiction, all that, they'll fight over it, so on and so forth. But there are so many agencies. There's agencies that have agencies that have agencies, and it just keeps going on and on and on. I mean, think about how many agencies there are. We was researching this here a little bit. Now, there are 438 agencies and sub-agencies, right? But as we're doing this, read what else that you found there.
Well, according to another site, it says the federal bureaucracy consists of the 15 cabinet departments plus more than 2,000 agencies, which together employ more than 2.7 million people.
Yeah, so you know that agencies that have agencies that have agencies?
Yeah, it's just kind of confusing because they say 438 agencies and sub-agencies, but then if you look at this other thing, it says more than 2,000 agencies.
Yeah, but because it's an agency that has an agency that has an agency. There's too much. There's too much government. The gentleman's name is Travis Gilmore with the Epoch Times, or Epic Times, what I call it. So this is Gary Franchi, Next News Network, and but the biggest reason that I wanted to bring this up, of course, you know, it's great that they're declassifying the Kennedy files and stuff, but we really, really, really want to get the understanding of how much corruption that there is, because we would like to say, well, every once in a while something's bad, right? But that ain't the way it is. With the government, it's every once in a while there's something good. And that's literally the way that it is. Just about everything that the government does is corrupt. We have corruption right now. We have a bad problem, Mr. President, that I'm working on this. I would appreciate any of you out there that can give me a hand in helping point this out to whoever, you know, Gary Franchi or anybody, Next News Network, anybody, because when you call in to a representative and let's say that you don't get hung up on, but as you've seen right here on the channel, that the answer machines, if you tell them that you want a direct response back from your representative, okay, and then you get a response back and it says, in fact, that it is the representative, the one writing you back, and you find out that no, it wasn't, that it was the answer machine and the rest of the staffers, whoever that is, in the office that wrote you back, okay, well, first of all, we don't even need to ask questions like, why was they doing that, who all did it, or anything like that. I mean, just let that sink in a minute, okay? So the deception they're deceiving we the people. They're lying. The corruption is just unbelievable. But this is a problem that I don't know who it is that's going to pick this up first. I mean, I really am hoping that, I'm hoping Nancy Mace will help here. Josiah, I'm going to try to call him here real shortly. That's at Nancy Mace's office here. He was a great guy. But we did on the 13th, we tried calling Mr. Taylor's phone number there that he's using, that we the people's providing there. And this is Kelly, a field representative or whatever. Now think about this. We're employing this. When I was talking to her, I said, "What is it that you do?" And she said, "Well, I promote Dave Taylor." I said, "You promote Dave Taylor? Shouldn't you be working for we the people or whatever?" But she didn't want to be recorded. So, you know what? I don't know if we can find a picture of Miss Kelly here or not, but stand by. We'll be right back. And here's a little treat for you. But this is Kelly Faas, Faas. All right, now, old Faas here, she don't want to be recorded. She doesn't want to. She don't want to have her. As soon as I said, yeah, I'm recording, and by golly, she's like, if you're recording me, I got to get off here. I said, well, wait a minute, but you're in a public, office there. And I'm trying to ask some questions or whatever, but she, anyway. All right, we'll be right back. All right, I wanted to throw that on there because old Kelly Faas there, she is a field representative for Dave Taylor there, because she ain't representing none of us for the 2nd District. And my understanding is she ran and lost. She ran for treasurer. When did she run for treasurer?
March of last year.
March of last year. Guess what? She lost. But guess what? Here's the good news. Mr. Taylor scoops her up and puts her to work. There is so much garbage going on right now. Like old Vivek Ramaswamy here, not so long ago, he did something, and I can't recall what it is right now, but we'll see if we can pull that up later. But right now, what I'm wanting to point out here is all this corruption and stuff that we already know about. But there is a bad problem. You cannot call a representative and get your message across. You don't have a voice. And here's your challenge for you. Call your representative and see if you talk to a representative like we're supposed to do. You call into the switchboard, you get transferred over to the rep's office. You're going to talk to an answer machine, and they take notes. The answer machine takes notes on your message. Notes, they don't write down the actual message. They take notes, which is garbage in its finest. But if they do take the notes, then they put it in the data bank. Then the rest of the staffers in whatever office that is, they get access to it, meaning they will go and look at it. If it needs corrected, your message, mind you, it gets corrected. If they want to pull it out, it gets pulled out. If it even makes it there. And I'm telling you right now, this is a problem that is Titanic sized. And we're going to see if we can find somebody here.
There are no safeguards, and there's no way to know who's telling the truth, especially given the fact that Dulles was fired. I mean, we know the backstory of what happened with Dulles and the CIA, so we have essentially a vengeful CIA operative and another counterintelligence chief that together can do as they please.
And they were basically still employed by the government,
Yes.
still operating. Even though they were fired, they just moved them off-site, and they just kept their power, kept their infrastructure in place, and carried out all kinds of dirty tricks.
Yes.
All the way up to the Kennedy assassination.
That's what many people believe. Even I interviewed Bobby Kennedy years ago, and I asked him about this, Bobby Kennedy Jr., and asked him about this specifically. What do you believe happened to your father? What do you believe happened to your uncle? He laid it out in clear terms, CIA involvement, without a doubt, and told me that his father knew immediately that the CIA was involved. And then, off topic here, but then also involved in killing Bobby Kennedy Sr. as well. That's the belief of Bobby
Listen to
Kennedy.
that. Unbelievable.
You bring up Bobby Kennedy, and we're anticipating the release of those documents,
Yes.
the MLK documents. Aren't they releasing the 9/11 documents as well?
I would love
Listen
to
to
see
this,
that.
9/11, listen to this.
That'd be a beautiful progression
Yeah.
if we could see some real truth on that matter as
If
well.
we could find out what happened with all that thermite, that'd be great. Thanks, Trump.
Okay, for those that don't know what thermite is, it is this chemical stuff that they put together and it just keeps melting through steel. It doesn't stop. I mean, once you ignite this stuff, it just burns through concrete or anything. On 9/11, the rescue workers and stuff, they didn't know. I mean, I remember it so clearly, like it was yesterday. But those rescue workers with boots on was saying that their boots were melting off of their feet, and they was trying to say that it was natural gas that hadn't been turned off and all that stuff. Come on, that natural gas doesn't do that, so on and so forth. But Gary's getting ready to tell it here, and I'm going to let him tell you this part. But 1 week prior to 9/11, the Twin Towers received a huge shipment of this thermite stuff, and it's unbelievable, and that's why people. But you know why people don't stand up and say anything about a problem, just like the problem that I have here now, is because if you don't know what to do about it, people tend to try to ignore it. Like, you try to go around it or just pretend like it's not there. You know what I mean? But whenever when you're swimming in it, there's no way to avoid it, and to ignore it, it doesn't go away. It just gets worse, right? Gets deeper. So,
Yeah, 400,000 pounds of thermite shipped to the World Trade Center a week beforehand. Anyway, that's a whole other topic.
a week before.
That's another show.
But regarding the MLK documents, the archivist today was telling me that
I'm sorry, I turned the
Archivist,
page,
the
you're
people
good.
that take care of the
Go ahead.
documents.
So the archivist told me today that they're really excited about the MLK documents. So there
Really?
was a lot of FBI stuff going on. Some codes.
Okay, MLK, Martin Luther King. So we're supposed to get these documents out and stuff, and I'm really interested to find out what they say also. But we have to remember that just because they're releasing all this stuff, is it in fact what they want us to think? That's I mean, what's true here? Because Travis here, Gilmore down here, he's having to jump through hoops to get what's supposed to be out there for everybody to look at and everything. I mean, he's having a hell of a time getting a hold of them.
Pros. They were basically trying to discredit MLK. A lot of this stuff is so. There's been
So trying to discredit Martin Luther King. Now, see, I've heard two different things. I've heard what an amazing guy Martin Luther King was, the big speech that he gave and everything, And then you hear other tales of how nasty and corrupt that he was, right? So we're really, really, looking forward to that one too. But why don't they get the Epstein files out to us, because that pertains to people that's actually living today, and more importantly, that is having a direct impact on we the people right now. You know, and you know what? All these judges, the ones that you got to call them judges. I mean, they're judging not the right way, but all these corrupt individuals that's blocking Trump from getting things done. I'm telling you, it's going to be awfully. I wonder if they're on that list of Epstein, right? Because they're screaming awful hard for some reason, right? Okay. Anyway,
With the public, we've seen enough to know that it's going on, but we've never seen the full picture. And that's one of the really exciting things that we're going to get. And I'll be in the archives digging those up. As soon as we get any of this stuff, we're going to go get it all.
Well, I remember seeing some of the early MLK stuff was released, and maybe it was old. It just talked about, you know, his private life and things that he was doing that you know, you wouldn't expect a pastor to do. I don't know if that was planted as misinformation or not.
Yes.
Because the poison pills are peppered throughout this. So we can talk, well, when you get into it, we can talk about MLK. But okay, so this is more Miller. I would have to respond to that. So this is back and forth. Miller is talking to.
all right. So they're going to go into that there, which is great that they're covering all that. Hey, there is something that I really, really want to get to before we get into calling these. I don't. Before we call Taylor and the rest of them, the astronauts. Thank the Lord above, they were brought back. Now, why do you think that these astronauts that was trapped up in space or wherever they was at, if you believe they was there or not believe, but anyway, but why didn't we hear much about that? Well, people will say because it was a political belief and this, that, and the other thing. Myself, personally, I believe it's because of, and I'm gonna let I'll let him actually tell you himself. We'll be right back. All right, so this is Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams. What I was going to say is they try to say that it's all politics. Yeah, that's part of it. And our president, I got to tell you, I think that he actually kind of said something about Biden that I wouldn't believe, but he said that the reason why that Biden left him up there is because he was embarrassed. Well, you have to feel bad about something first, and I don't think Biden felt bad about anything. You know, I don't think he felt bad about any of the corrupt garbage that he did, you know. So, yeah. Anyway, here's why that they was left up there. I'll let Mr. Wilmore tell you. Listen to this. Let me turn it up here and make sure you can hear it.
I'm sure they would love to be here. And for whatever reason, the Lord gave me this desire in my heart. And here I am. And I'm not worthy. I'm not deserving. Yet he allowed it to happen. And I just pray that he can be glorified in some fashion through it all.
I just love that. I think that was perfect. You know, that he said, hey, I don't know why I was left up here. I don't know why it happened or whatever. And earlier, though, if you heard him, you know, Elon actually says it directly. And let me see if I can pull it up for you. Be right back. Okay, so this is obviously not Elon, right? But listen to this right here. I think this is incredible.
Elon Musk has said that he made the offer to bring you guys back earlier and that it was denied. My first question is that true? And if so, what would that have looked like? Was he offering to make another flight, push seats on another flight? Could you give us some background?
Okay, so the reporter is asking them, did Elon actually ask to bring you guys back earlier and was denied by the Biden regime, or whatever, and
There.
I can only say that Mr. Musk, what he says is absolutely factual. We have no information on that though whatsoever. What was offered, what was.
So see, remember, they're all under control of right here, NASA. So, which is another, it's got to go. NASA's got to go. That's just a corrupt waste of our money and stuff. But, so, they don't want to upset, but I think that the way that he got out of that was very skillful of him, because he said, whatever Trump says is factual. So anyway, he tried to save his bacon and stuff there. I'm not actually for sure where that's at, but Elon actually says the exact same thing as what this is. That he offered to go and get them, and they turned him down on his offer months ago to go retrieve them. But I think we're going to go ahead and get ready and move on. So we're getting ready now, and we're going to see if we can start with Nancy Mace of South Carolina and see what happens here. So let's see if we can 3121. And that's how you dial the switchboard. And so many people said, "No, man, James, you're wasting your time."
The United States Capitol switchboard. Please say the name of the senator or representative that you are trying to reach, or say, "I'm not sure."
We got placed in a hold? Wow, that's odd. Well, let's try redial. Hope everybody out there is doing well. If you haven't already, please subscribe.
Please say the name of the United States senator or representative that you are trying to reach, or say, "I'm not sure."
Nancy Mace.
Connecting you to the office of representative
Nancy Mace.
Trying to turn it up.
Hey, this is Congresswoman Nancy Mace, proudly serving the Lowcountry, South Carolina's 1st Congressional District. We're eager to serve you. So to talk to a member of our staff, our office hours are 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. If you'd like to leave a message and have someone call you back, please do so now. Thank you and have a great day.
Yeah, my name is James Preston, and I would like for you to give me a call back at... Alright, so we just got an answer machine there. Alright, this is calling Josiah. And we'll see if he answers. Alright, let's see here. Hey, is that Josiah?
Yes, it is. It is Josiah, yes.
What's going on, Mr. Man? Do you know who this is?
I recognize the voice, sir.
Yes, James Preston.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you been, man?
I've been all right.
Good. I was calling you. Did I catch you at a bad time or anything?
It is currently at a bad time, yes.
Oh.
We're underground at the Capitol right now.
Okay. I know your time is limited whenever you're out trying to grab something like that. Are you at lunch or?
Yeah, at lunch, and I'm headed towards the Pentagon for a meeting.
Wow. Okay. Well, can you give me a call back then, or because I'm trying to call the office and I can't get nobody to answer.
Okay, yeah. Well, what time would be a good time for you?
This evening, or just when you get done there, just give me a shout, if you will.
Okay. Yeah, I'll see what I can do, sir.
All right. Hey, thanks, Josiah. I appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. You have a good one. We'll talk
All right.
soon.
Yep. Bye-bye. All right. So I still have a lot of faith. Yeah, no, I know. It's okay. I have a lot of faith in him. I think, and this is because if he steps up and he helps, because I think he's got a great attitude. I really do. You know, the way that he talks and stuff like that. I think that he's young, but I think that he's got the heart to be somebody that genuinely cares about America, or at least that's the way I'm reading him so far, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But we'll find out. Been wrong a lot about people, but I don't know. There's something about it. I think he's a good guy. Anyway, all right. We're going to since we cannot get a hold of Nancy Mace here, we're going to go ahead and see if we can't start with Dave Taylor, and we've got a direct number for Dave Taylor, don't we?
There's 4 direct numbers, yes. Washington.
All right, start with that Washington. Let's try that one. It's 202, right? 202
225
225
3164
3164. All right, we'll be right back. All right, so we're trying to find Dave Taylor on YouTube here, and there's nothing. The only thing I can bring up is off of this WLWT, both of these, which is Channel 5, which is ABC. See the peacock right there, whatever, which is, I don't recommend.
President Trump had
none of that, but this guy absolutely does nothing but.
I think on
this guy absolutely is unbelievable. The website that he does get, what is it? House.gov.Taylor or something like that. What is it?
Taylor.house.gov.
Taylor.house.gov or something. But whenever you go there, we're going to pull this up and actually show you. You got it pulled up?
Yes.
All right, show that. I want you to look at how there's nothing on it. It's that there's no updates. There's nothing at all that's any of useful. So this guy spent millions or whatever to become representative, right? For we the people, supposed to be, right? But in fact not. We'll be right back. Let me see if I can find this. Okay, now when you go to Taylor.house.gov, okay, here's what you'll find. And this is the very, very front there. And now, mind you, this is Ohio. All right. Now, we absolutely want to know about the border and everything, but our president, with we the people, have pretty much taken care of the border. Still a lot of work to be done, so on and so forth, because the border is absolutely a serious issue and stuff. But what about here in Ohio? I'm not really asking that question to Taylor because Taylor does not care. What is bothering me is he is pretending to be a Republican. He's saying that he's a Republican. He's not pretending to be. He's did you scroll all down? Is it just the one? No.
There's other things, but
Okay,
that's
scroll
other
down
people have done, not him.
It's what? Other people's done?
Yes.
But that's still on
his site. Yes.
Yeah, his site that we pay for.
Yes.
Okay, and what all is it saying on there? Tell us just a little bit real quick now, if you will.
It's about him supporting critical border legislation, introducing the bill to deport illegal aliens committing fraud. There's 3 different things on the same thing about that. And then the other thing is what other people have done, not him.
Well, not him.
No.
So it's telling about other people that's actually done something.
Yes,
but
other representatives.
Okay, but is it? Does it say? Read a little bit of it. No.
It says he introduces a bill to deport illegal aliens committing.
Wait, him being Taylor, right?
Yes.
What? But I thought you said that he hasn't done anything.
That's the only thing he did. He brought a bill saying that he wanted.
So he introduced a bill.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's something.
And then the rest of it is Kiskamani heading to the border with 9 freshman members of Congress.
Is that a name?
It's another representative, Juan Kiskamani.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's on there. There's 2 things about him doing that. And it's just the same thing, just the illegal immigrants committing fraud. That's it.
Okay. So, you know what? That's nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, the border's, pretty good, but I mean, about getting them out of Ohio and stuff like that, that would be great. There's just too many irons. There's too many more important issues. And here's the thing. What's he running off of? His boss's what agenda or what? Because he's not going off of his actual boss, we the people. And to just be doing one thing like that, I mean, you're out of your mind. We've got like hundreds of problems, but the first one and the most biggest problem is I can't get a message to Congress through this joker. What else you got?
He just now, like literally just now, made a press release stating that he applauds President Trump's decision to return education power to parents and communities. That's his current press release that he just now released on his site. That he applauds the president on...
Okay, so where's the problem at? Read what it is you're seeing there.
Congressman Taylor applauds President Trump's decision to return education power to parents and communities. Washington, D.C., Congressman Dave Taylor, Ohio 2nd District, today issued the following statement following President Trump's executive order directing the Secretary of Education dismantle the Department of Education.
Does anyone understand what the problem is with what Naomi just read there that Taylor just put out? Do you see the problem with what he just put out?
He's supposed to be representing the people of Ohio.
Yeah, he's not saying, he's not saying that the people in the 2nd District of Ohio applauds Trump, which we do. That's not what he's saying. He's saying Dave Taylor does that. Okay, it is pointing out exactly the problem here. He is speaking for himself. And the only time that he's saying anything about we the people is when it's convenient and he's wanting to have the prestige or the power that comes along with the backing of the people. Well, I'm here to tell you, you don't have the backing of the people. Not from me the people. You ain't doing nothing. You have you know what? I stand corrected. He has done something. He's pointed out because his actions is showing me exactly the biggest problem that we have. I'm telling you, this is huge. This is the biggest problem. I mean, I don't know of anything else that compares with shutting down we the people's voice. Here's what your challenge is out there, anybody. Pick up your phone and talk to a representative, okay? And show me. I'm not talking about the trolls or anybody like that that's out there. Show me that you can pick up the phone and that you can call any of your representative and talk to a representative. Then show me that you actually tell them something, a demand that you want done. Show me that that message actually goes somewhere. Show me that you can verify that that happens, because it does not happen. It doesn't happen. You got something, though?
Well, kind of. On February 27th, from Washington, D.C., press release, U.S. Congressman Dave Taylor was selected to serve as vice chair of the Water Resources and Environment Subcommittee of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee.
For what?
For the Water Resources and Environment.
Okay, in Washington?
It doesn't say.
In Ohio?
It doesn't say. It just says that he's the
so
vice chairperson.
Okay, well, good. Let's point out another problem here. Okay, if someone was attempting to really give their boss information, what's lacking here? It doesn't tell any information like I just asked. Okay, he was appointed. Is he chair?
Vice chair.
Vice chair. Okay,
yeah.
So he's not the main chair. He's the vice chair. Okay, so he is pretending to do something, so what about the water? What are they checking out? Environmental. Is that what he said?
Well, Water Resources and Environment Subcommittee of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. I have no idea.
For the United States? For Ohio? Or
it doesn't say.
The information's just not there. And it shows, like right now, there's our question. That's what we're going to do. We are going to write that question down, and we're going to call that office where Taylor's occupying, and we're going to see if we can get anybody to answer the phone. So we'll be right back.
Please say the name of the senator or representative that you are trying to reach, or say I'm not sure.
Dave Taylor.
Connecting you to the office of Representative Dave Taylor. Dialing.
Hi, this is Representative Dave Taylor's office. My name is Evan. How can I help you?
Hey, Evan. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Well, I'm not doing very well at all, but I'm working on it, Evan. I'm trying. I have a question here. I understand that Mr. Taylor, there is the vice chair of Water Resources and Environmental Subcommittee of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. Is that true or is that not true?
1 second here. Let me get AJ on the line for you. 1 moment, please. He's right here.
Okay, thank you.
This is AJ speaking. How can I help you?
AJ, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not worth a damn. I'm still working on trying to see if I can get something done about that office right there. I'm trying to see what we can get done. My understanding is that Dave Taylor is the vice chair of Water Resources and Environmental Subcommittee of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. Okay, and I've talked to several people, and we're all asking the same question: of what? I mean, of what? Is that of the United States? Does that mean of the state of Ohio? I mean, we don't have enough information given here.
What exactly does that title entail? What is it? What is he?
Well, so the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee is a committee within the House that has jurisdiction over various issues, including water resources and the environment. And so Dave, the chairman of that subcommittee is Mike Collins from Georgia, but Dave is the vice chair of the committee. And so they generally handle things related to water resource development, conservation and management, water pollution, stuff like that.
In Ohio or in the whole United States?
The question is...
The United States.
Okay, so this is for the whole of the United States. This ain't dealing with just Ohio, correct?
No, it's technically, they have jurisdiction over those issues for the whole country.
Okay, so it is for the U.S., the entire U.S. Okay, and what is what is it? What's the purpose that we're trying to achieve?
Say that again?
Yeah, what is he trying? What are they trying to achieve?
Well, Mr. President, full transparency, the water T&I portfolio does not fall under my purview, but I can tell you generally that they will work on whatever issues come before the committee, whether that's various reauthorizations that we do, or if there is some kind of crisis relating to water, that would fall under the committee. So it's just anything related to water that committee handles.
Anything that falls under water that committee. Okay, because it says water, resources, and environmental subcommittee, and transportation and infrastructure.
Yeah, so transportation and infrastructure is the name of the entire committee, but then to make the committee work more digestible, they're broken up into subcommittees based on the subject area. So, like, for example, this one is water, but they also have, they have Coast Guard, they have economic development, highways, pipelines and hazardous materials. Those are all other subcommittees.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, actually, none of it is, because there's not enough information given. This is the only thing that's been put on this wonderful website here, taylor.house.gov. There's nothing else. This is and this was put on, what was March 6th?
No, February.
Oh, February.
Oh, really? If you go under media, I know if you go to press releases, I think we've got something on there today about the Department of Education, and then...
Well, that's a whole nother subject. Yeah, that's a whole nother subject.
Introduced and stuff. Under media and press releases and in the news.
Okay, well, we would pull that up right there. No, that's okay. But like Naomi's saying, it's kind of a different, but that's okay. But we have a serious problem here. On top of this, I mean, you're telling me that the transportation and so on and so forth, but what is it that they're trying to achieve? I mean, what is there's apparently a chair, and then there's a sub-chair, or a vice chair, or whatever, president chair. But what is the ultimate goal of this committee?
Of the T&I committee as a whole?
Sure.
Again, like I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of how to say this. The committees have jurisdiction over certain issue areas, so certain issues that face the country. So transportation and infrastructure, they handle all the transportation issues and infrastructure. Obviously, it's in the name. But I mean in that, like, they also handle rail, they handle aviation. Water has a piece in infrastructure and transportation, because obviously you transport over the water with boats, and so they do lots of things. They do FAA reauthorization. If there's an infrastructure bill in Congress, that comes before them. So that's their general purview, is they handle the and infrastructure issues.
Well, you said obviously, but then just earlier you had said, well, I'm not really for sure about this or whatever. So no, that this is the problem. We do not have transparency. We're not getting clear, detailed anything of what's happening. But we've got an even bigger fish to fry right now, because whenever I'm calling in and I can't find out or verify that my message even makes it to and I know now because you told me out of your own mouth that in fact, he's not even getting my message. And if he is, you're writing messages for him and the rest of the staff. I have a problem with that, and everybody that I've talked to and everybody that's writing to me has a problem with that. And again, I'll go back to the very beginning. We can't move forward with anything. Okay, like right now you're saying, well, it's obvious, it's in the name and stuff. But it's not obvious. There's not enough information that's came out. Now I'll revisit and I'll look over this that you said it was under. What did he say it was under?
It's under the press releases.
The press release.
I'm on it. I'm on the press release.
And we're all under the press release. Well, you know what? That's irrelevant right now. What I'm saying is, I want a way that I can either one talk directly to Dave Taylor, or that I can verify that my message got to him and that it went to Congress like it's supposed to. So you see, I am trying to figure out how to do this. I'm calling other offices and stuff. I've got other people that I'm talking with right now, and we're all trying to figure out how that we can solve this issue, because nobody has pointed out this issue until I have discovered just how bad this issue is. And it's one of these things that's right in our face, and of course nobody is wanting to do anything about it right now. But I will find the right people, and I will get something done about this. Because talking to you right now, my message is not, or is it, getting to Dave Taylor? Like,
so I wasn't sure if that was rhetorical. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, it's not. It's not rhetorical at all. It does. You know what? Here's the thing. I want him to call me directly, because there's a major problem here. I was lied to by this office that I am paying for. And if you lie to your boss, I don't think that you're going to have a job.
Yeah, Mr. Preston, I'm not sure what you would like me to say about that. I know we've been over this.
I want my message.
We have communicated with you.
You have. You have. You've communicated to me that there was a response after I had asked for a direct response from the representative, Dave Taylor, was supposed to give me a direct response from himself, and he did not. But I was lied to and told that it was from him. And I talked to you, and you told me that you was the one that wrote the response and the rest of the staffers. That's a problem. And you know what? The original problem that we have, and I'm not talking about me just sitting here, or Naomi, or Amy, or Ralph over there, or Joe, or Ted sitting here. I'm not talking about any of these. I'm talking that whenever I call in and I'm trying to get a message to Congress, okay, Dave Taylor's supposed to make that happen. That's why that he was elected, because he said that he could do the job and that he wanted to do the job.
Tell that.
So, like this call right now, I guarantee you will not reach Dave Taylor. And if it does reach Dave Taylor, there's no way for me to know that. And that's a fail on Dave Taylor. It's already a fail because I had asked. The original thing was that I wanted something set up telling about who's working, how many people's there, and so on and so forth. But that ain't even going to do me any good to go through all those details, because I know calling this office from the 2nd District of Ohio, Dave Taylor, supposed to be the representative. And another thing, I had called and talked to Kelly Fass. And Kelly Fass, she's just like Dave Taylor. She doesn't want to be recorded. She doesn't want in the spotlight, because the spotlight is the truth. Whenever you're recording somebody, that's the truth. You can't change things and you can't hide from it. It's recorded. But if you're doing the right thing, why should that even be a problem? So my whole reason for calling right now is just to let you know that I haven't went anywhere and that I am working on this. And it's a shame that you guys are so absolutely messed up like you are, that you guys think that you can continue to do this and nothing's going to happen. Doge is coming.
Okay, Mr. Percival, I hear you again, and I'm, happy to take your comments and concerns into consideration here.
You're going to consider them. You're going to consider them. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? Well, anyway, that was the whole thing in a nutshell for me, because I know better than to try to leave a message, because I know that you are the one that decides what you do with the message, which will change. Mark it down, write it down that I told you that, because it will change. Actually, you don't have to. You know what my channel is, and it'll be there for anybody and everybody to look at. AJ, I appreciate it, brother.
Alrighty, you have a good day. Bye-bye.
So, that's what we're dealing with. You can hear the nothingness. Now, you see, if anybody out there, if you can tell everything there is to know from Vice Chair of Water Resources and Environmental Subcommittee of the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, if you all know all the details about that, let me know, will you? You know all about it, right? Oh, wait a minute. Mr. Dave Taylor's mom right there we just talked to, AJ, you could tell that he knew all about it, didn't he? Because later he was like, well, it's obvious, it's in the name. But then prior to that, what did he say? He said, oh, you know what? I'm not for sure about that. So which is it? I'll tell you what it is he is running, AJ is running Dave Taylor. Dave Taylor doesn't have enough brains to run the office.
AJ's the puppet master.
Yeah, you know what? I'm telling you right now, they wouldn't make a pimple on Joe Biden's butt. I'm telling you that right now. And that's saying something. Yep. Well, I meant that to be nasty, because that's what we're dealing with. We are dealing with a very, very, very nasty problem that we got to get to the bottom of. Okay,
but AJ will consider.
Oh, yeah, didn't you love that? That's great. Yeah, thank you for pointing that back out. Yeah, he's going to consider, what was it?
Consider, or take under consideration your call or something like that.
Yeah, whatever it was there. Anyway, we'll play it back and review it or whatever, because I'm ready. We got to do something about this, so we're going to see if we can find somebody else to call. We'll try him in Nancy Mace's office again, but we might just move on to somebody different. We'll be right back.